everybody, welcome back. So in this video I basically want to talk about button and Textfield. So remember from last video we just connected this button here to this method. So each time when this button is tapped, the content of this method will be triggered, and also we link these two text fields to this file as to class members. So actually, let's just experiment with this method here. So sorry, let's convert back to English. Okay. Do a print statement here. For example, tapped. Okay, and then like after we compile this project, we can see each time when this button is clicked, this this sentence will be printed to our console. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about now is actually we can retrieve the content user input into our text field by accessing the text attribute of these two objects. So as an instance of type UI text field, they have an attribute called text, which contains the content user type in their boxes. So we can also print them out. So for example, print name textfield dot text. Okay, good. So now we can actually rebuild our app now. So okay, we have a warning here because okay. So because this text attribute here is an optional, which means it can be null or it can have some value. So in the case it is null, we will just print out an empty string. So let's recompile it. And okay. This is pretty fast this time. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so I'm tabbed, and after this message, actually there's a blank line here, which indicates there's currently nothing in our name text field. So click again. Yeah, you can see there's a blank line. Now I can put in some name, put in some string, for example, my name, Z, and some, yeah, I'm tabbed, Z. Great. So that means we successfully retrieved the information the user gave us. So now what we actually want to do is show this content onto our screen, but not just in our console. So to do that, we actually need another label here to display the information we just got. So go back to our main storyboard and get our right panel back and search for a label here. Okay, and then just create a label. And we can give this label a default value, for example, nothing to see. Okay, and make it go to the middle, and then and also make the text alignment to be center, and then use this reset to suggested constraints to set the constraint for it. Okay, so label is something the user cannot edit, but we can change its content in our program, basically. So just as usual, we will have to, like, if we want to modify this label, we will have to connect it to our class. We don't connect these two labels because we are just regarding them as constants. Okay, so just drag and drop. Remember to hold your control key, and yeah, we can name it like display label. Okay, and then just connect. Good. Okay. So this UI label type, it also has a field called text, and the content of that text is just the content of this label. So in this case, nothing to see here. All right. So now instead of printing out this content, what we want to do is actually set the text of our display label to be this content. So what we can do is actually super easy. So display label dot text, oops, okay, equal to name field dot text. Okay, good. So what we are doing is just set the content user gave us to be the content of our display label. And we can get rid of this line now. Yeah. So as you have already noticed, one very apparent like advantage of Xcode is that it has a very powerful autocomplete functionality. So even when we have like class names or object names that is like so long, with its like autocomplete functionality, coding itself like become super convenient and easy. Yeah, and that's basically why we are allowed to have like such descriptive method names and object names. Okay, so now, yeah, let's actually just click here. Now you can see the label disappear. Actually, it now just become an empty string. And let me put in my name here and submit. You can see like Z is back. Okay, so you can see when the label disappear and appear, the position of our button is kind of changing. This is actually due to some constraint setting of our submit button. So let's clear this constraint and actually reset this. So this is like spacing to nearest neighbor, and since like our nearest neighbor is like changing, always changing, so yeah, let me actually just set the height, and the like distance to top left and right. and let's see whether it will help us to mitigate the problem we had. Oh wait, actually, why did they so this time update. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, they just like kind of shrink to this length, but I think this time it should be fine. So, anyways, now we have like already kind of linked our text field to this label. So what we will do is just make this label, make the content of this label longer. Actually, let us just store this information here in some variable first, or actually some content. So let name equal to this thing, and let's class equal to class textfield.text. Okay, and then we will make our label text to be let's see. Oh, sorry, class is a keyword, so let's name it something else. Class here. Okay. Yeah. So let's make the text to be welcome. And then plus name plus of plus class here. Okay, and actually plus a exclamation mark. So it should be welcome someone of some class here. Actually, let me see whether I fixed it or not. Oh, okay. So yeah, we fixed the submit button, but I mean the display label somehow go to the left. Let's see. Why two different side has like different constraint, and it should be in the middle, I guess. Okay. So yeah, add these two constraints and this constraint, add this height constraint. Okay, so this time it should work. Alright. Linking, compiling, which takes some time, I guess. Okay, it's nearly finished. Good. That's good. So now I can see like these two text fields are still empty, and let me put in my name and my class here. So shit, you have to make the length of our label large enough. So just drag it. So that's no, actually we can drag it all the way to be the width of our screen. Okay, in the middle and actually update constraint. Okay, so this time it should work. Yeah, stop it. Alright. Okay, let's just try another time. Okay, so perfect. Now we have like basically finished the functionality for our first view, and now I actually want to like hide these text field and the labels here, but only display this button when it is when the content has been submitted. And also I want to change the button from submit to clear when the content has been submitted. So we can do this fairly easily by just actually we have to create a flag, boolean flag here first. So let's see, create a var, name it submitted, and give it a type bool, and default is false. Okay, good. Yeah, so now when we do a function, oh no, so each time when this button is tapped, we will actually check whether the boolean flag there is true or false. So if it's submitted, that means currently our button has already been changed to clear, and we only have this label here. So what we want to do then is actually change the content of our button back to submit again. So that's why we need this submit button object here. So so that now we can actually modify the title of this button. So I think it's title or no, text. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. wait. What is the shit? I think it should be something called title or text. Oh, but anyways, instead of like, let's put this aside. So first I want to actually hide all of these 4 components. So yeah, we haven't linked those to labels here yet. So since now we want to actually modify them, we have to link them to our class. So this is just name label, and this is our class label. Okay, so each time when we click this, oh yeah, actually we want to hide them when the boolean is not submitted. So do just typing the name of the object, yeah, and type is hidden. Oh, sorry, no, not this one. Is hidden to be true. Okay, so yeah, it's super simple, and just do the same thing for the other 3. To the other 3 objects. So this is class Textfield. Yeah, okay. So in another situation, we just want to toggle it to the other side. 2 and 2. Okay, and well, for this label here, we want to do something opposite. So we want to make this label appear, basically. So display label is hidden. You go to false, and then make it true here. Okay, so and also one thing, when we submit this information, we actually want to reset the string inside both boxes to be empty. So we can do this directly by accessing the text field of these 2 objects. So make them empty. Okay, so this should work, I think. Okay, let's build it again. Very strange. What should the name be? Submit button dot Usually when you forget what is the name of the field you want to you're looking for, actually you can just go through the list here. Yeah, I mean, oh, is this set title something? Let's see. Should be, I think it's, set title, so let's try, if it's submitted, then we want to set it back to submit, and for control state, normal, I guess. Yeah, and let me copy this, and so here we want to set it to clear. Okay, so let's see whether it will work or not. Okay, so let's put in some information. Okay, great, it worked perfectly. So now we can see the label popped out, and when we type clear, okay, so when we typed clear, it didn't work apparently. Oh, that's because we forgot to toggle this boolean flag. So yeah, here we have to set it to true, and Control C, and here set it to false again. Okay, good. So this time it will definitely work, I swear. I swear to my computer, I guess. Close. Okay, one last time. Okay. Yay, great. So that works perfectly. Okay, that's so much for today. And next video, I think I will talk something about user defaults. So this is a functionality that allows you to store information in your, like, semi-permanently in your app. So each time you open this simulator, you can see your stored information in it. And also, I think we might start to talk about some table view controller stuff. Okay, so see you in the next video.